Just can't wait to show you these results. And so let's see the results. 20 minutes later. Coach Greg and the natty or not that you've been waiting for. This is the one. Julian Fitzgerald, he's only 18 years of age and has what people are saying the best natural physique for a teenager in the world, possibly ever. But the question is it actually possible that he's natural? I mean, Larry Wheels, who worked out with him, he said that he's natural. Julian claims that he's natural. But is he? I went above and beyond other people. Of course, you're going to make videos. Oh, he's a fake daddy. Just look at him. He doesn't pass the eyeball test. It's obvious. But they didn't ask for the blood work. And so consider this. Was it possible? Possible that he was 1 in a million. What are the odds of that a rare freak would come out of nowhere and that we would somehow find out of it, that it's this guy? I mean, what are the odds of this? 1 in a million? Or dare I say even 1 in a billion? Or Greg in a Doucillion? Who knows? But think of it like this. It's 2025. Almost everyone has social media. And so the freakiest of the freakiest of the freakiest physiques, they're the ones that we're seeing. And if there is a 1 in a Gress Doucillion physique, we're going to know about it. And so what I did is I wrote him and said, show me the blood work with no notice, out of the blue. And if you pass it, I'm going to say that you're natural. But if you don't, what do you think I'm going to say? And so other people, for example, Catabolic Twigs, those kind of guys, they just say, of course, the guy's a fake natty. Of course. I mean, that's obvious. But where's the actual proof? I mean, if we were to go into court and have to debate this, would he be found guilty or would he be found innocent? And if there was a gun to your head and you were forced to choose, your life's on the line, would you be certain? And so on May 31st, remember, I'm going to show this with receipts, exactly what went down. Are you open to getting blood work taken and sent to me so that I can make a naughty or not video? Naughty or not? What a concept. And tell everyone that you're natural. I just need the blood work evidence to support what I want to say. And so I went into this giving him the benefit of the doubt. Hey, I want to believe you, but without the blood work, I can't say that. And so if his response was, nah, if he refused to show me the blood work, what do you think my answer would have been? He's dodging me. He knows that he'll fail. And to me, that would be the evidence. After all, when I call out all these other YouTubers, famous people and so on, like Ashton Hall, Michael Horn, and so on, they don't show the blood work. They simply avoid it. And it's their right. They don't have to show me anything. This is private medical information, and so I get it. But they have to understand that if I make a natty or not and they don't show the blood work, they don't show it to anyone, then of course people are going to have to assume that they're a fake natty. Why would you be scared? If you're actually natural, you have nothing to worry about, nothing to fear. Does that prove you're lifetime natural? No, I know the haters are going to say, yeah, but he might have hopped off whatever months ago and just happened to be natural at the time. This is, in fact, yes, it's possible. I get you. I know what you're saying. But Julian had just worked out with Larry Wheels. He was looking in phenomenal shape. Probably the best he's ever been. What are the odds that he just hopped off months ago knowing he's going to work out with Larry Wheels and that I'm going to randomly write him for his blood work? Slim to almost none, perhaps 1 in a million. His response, very telling. Yes, of course. What's the process you recommend? Like what tests, etc. He doesn't look very nervous. And so up to this point, I'm thinking, bro, he's probably natural. This is going to be an amazing video. And so, of course, I send all the things we'll be looking for. You know the basics: testosterone, free testosterone, bioavailable testosterone, LH, FSH, SHBG, cholesterol. The list goes on and on. We're looking for every single marker in order to prove that he hasn't been taking anything exogenously that could have impacted these results. You're thinking, oh, but he might have just stopped for a day or perhaps a week. He just cycled off. He was swooshing tren mixed with alcohol and spitting it out, and that's how he got so jacked. That would still affect his blood work. And so I don't care if he was on test suspension, Anavar, SARMs, peptides, you name it. If he's on performance-enhancing drugs, the amounts needed to give him this kind of physique, that he would need at least a month, possibly 2, in order to stop and pass the blood work. And so he states he's 5'10" and 200 pounds, and he's 18, about to turn 19. In June, he bench pressed almost 405 pounds, so around 400, and squats around 500 and doesn't actually deadlift. Those are impressive numbers. He's bench pressing 400 pounds at 18. That's over double his body weight. And bro has long arms, and so clearly very, very strong. He states, started training at 14. Look at my dad. A lot of people understand when I show him. And so he's basically saying, look, my genetics are stupendous. At 14 years of age, you can see his photo. Clearly, this guy is born to put on muscle. That is before training. This is way above average genetics. And so he most likely, even if he didn't lift weights, would have a very impressive physique. Coupled with the fact that his dad is very strong, clearly it's in the genetics. All of this is fine and dandy. But still, that is not a mic drop. And so I state, the nail in the coffin will be your blood work. Anyone with a brain will understand that if you pass blood work, then you're natural. Now, I said that, but I didn't see that people don't have actually brains. My subs are actually morons. And at first, I was a little bit upset when people didn't believe the blood work from Hussein Farhat. Remember, he's passed the blood work twice now, and it's 100% clean. But people still said, he probably faked the blood work. Some guy said that he probably had a fake cock when they do the pee test, and it wasn't actually his urine, or that he had actually watched Derek's video from years ago where they were swooshing vodka mixed with tren and absorbing it sublingually, and that could bypass the test. And I'm thinking, do these people understand that it's blood work? It's not a drug test testing for the steroids themselves. It's blood work, which can see the effects of the steroids. Blood work isn't a steroid test. It doesn't say that the bro's on tren, Anavar, and so on. It says, what the fuck wrong with this guy? The damage that's being done to the body from the steroids and so on, it's clearly marked in the blood work. Unless you know how to read blood work, to look at it, it's not your fault. And so I'm not blaming you for not understanding. If you believe that Hussein just faked the blood work, that he didn't show his passport, that the video is AI, and that he somehow passed his test by being on HRT doses and injecting magical compounds that people think would disguise the blood as being someone else. Well, those things are 1 in a million chances that those things are happening. And so to me, it's more likely that bro put on 45 pounds of muscle in a couple of years because he had great genetics and started from not being in a position where he was eating enough protein, healthy nutrition, and so on. And remember, this isn't about Hussein, this is about Julian. And just for reference sake, Julian's physique at 18 is way more impressive than Hussein. Now, I like Hussein. He's one of my better friends. But I'm not going to blow smoke up his ass and say that he would beat Julian in a bodybuilding competition. Julian is 1.5 inches shorter than Hussein. Julian's 200 pounds, Hussein's 181 pounds. And so he's clearly got about 20 pounds more muscle, at least considering he's shorter. And so he's got a better physique than Hussein, and he's only 18. And so that's why you got to assume if you're a betting man, he's probably not Natty. But is it possible he's 1 in a million? Unfortunately, I lost a lot of my pictures throughout the years. I've broken my phone like 7 times, and so that to me was a little sus. I wanted to have a timeline of photos showing exactly how much muscle he put on. Every month, here's the photo. Look at my physique. And if I said, wow, that month right there, you look 20 pounds bigger. What the heck happened? It would have been strong evidence to say that he's not natural. And so by lacking a clear list of photos showing his progress, well, that's one in the favor of saying he's probably not natural. And so at 14, he was bench pressing 135 pounds. At 15, he was benching 170. At 16, 225. And so those are normal gains in a year. 35 pounds from 14 to 15. 45 pounds from 15 to 16. And at 17, getting close to 305, that's 80 pounds. And so the gains in strength, they seem to be going up, but perhaps he simply was going through puberty. Perhaps he went through puberty a little late. And at 18, he was around 400. And so the gains are speeding up. And so it's possible that he's just coming into his own with puberty and so on. Perhaps he didn't bench press properly when he's younger. He wasn't focused on it. But he's continuing to get progress. And so nothing is slowing down. And so if he is in fact 100% natural, based on this progression, he's going to be at 500 in a matter of a couple of years. And this is while being 100% natural. Now, at 198 pounds, the world record natural, it's around 500. And so bro could literally put on perhaps 15 pounds of muscle, get to 215, cut to 198. And if he bench presses over 500, he would be one of, if not the strongest natural bench pressers of all time at his body weight with those extra long arms. It's not looking good for him. I mean, just hearing that out loud, he's bench pressing way more than me when I was his age. He doesn't know what he's doing. We've seen him train with Larry Wheels. I mean, when I watched the video of him training with Larry Wheels, I'm thinking, this kind of shows that you're not natural. He trains with Larry Wheels. He's almost got the same size arms as Larry, close to 19 inches. Larry's 19 and a half, and Larry is over 6'1". My arms at my biggest was 20 and a half inches with a pump. And so this kid has nearly the same size arms as I had at my peak when I was blasting hella trend, and I'm only a 5'6" manlet weighing over 230 pounds. And so the arm size alone, I mean, stupendous development, but is it possible that he built it natural? The odds are less than 1 in a million. There's no way 1 in a million kids have arms like this. Probably 1 in a billion. And so did we just discover the most freakiest natural on earth? I mean, it is possible. In his defense, it is possible. Think of it. Whoever has the freakiest physiques, you're going to post it online, and it's probably going to come to my attention. People send me everything. And so if it is this impressive, of course it's being sent to me. I'm going to see it. And so it's possible, but very unlikely. And when he says to Larry, let's warm up with the dumbbells, and he chooses the 70-pound dumbbells, I can't do it once. And he said, we're warming up with it. He said, oh, you know, I usually use the 90s. And he's warming up. You know, you use lighter weights when you warm and go heavier after that. I'm thinking, if he's starting with the 70s, is bro going to then do the 100s? He gets 3 reps. On a warm-up, he gets 3 reps with tricep extensions. Who the heck warms up for 3 reps? And so is it possible that he stopped taking steroids, lost strength, and so when he went to do his warm-up, he could only get 3 reps, but was supposed to get 8 reps, perhaps? And so he was already losing strength. Is it possible that he'd already gone off cycle and couldn't get the full amount of reps that he was supposed to? When we're trying to figure this shit out, we have to think of all possibilities. And so maybe he screwed up the pound-kilogram conversion and grabbed the 70s by accident. Because what are the odds that you would develop a physique like this training like an absolute and utter moron? I'm sorry. Remember, I'm going into this trying to prove that he's natural. All of the workouts that he's doing showing Larry Wheels, it basically showed that he doesn't know how to work out. I mean, he's trying to teach Larry Wheels how to do the tricep press downs, and Larry's thinking, brah, I'm an IFBB pro. I already know how to do it far better than you do. He's isolating his deltoid, doing side laterals against a wall, and just from the demonstrations alone, bro doesn't know how to work out. Oh, did you see the bench press? Let's just drop the entire weight on our chest. I mean, if you didn't know better, you'd think Larry Wheels is literally cursed. What are the odds that this many people would have so many accidents while doing the bench press with Larry Wheels? What are the odds of this? But yet, he has this incredible natural physique. And so, if he built that physique doing everything wrong, what if he had trained properly from the age of 14 to 18? Would he be 220 pounds? Would he have 21 and a half inch arms? I mean, how is it possible that bro's natural? But we haven't seen the blood work yet. I asked, will you compete in bodybuilding? His response, yes, 100%. And so if he enters a drug-tested bodybuilding competition, then there's a higher probability that he's natural. And why is that? Because he may be subject to drug testing. And as you know with Hussein, he entered the competition and wasn't drug tested. It's not his fault. He was ready, willing, and able. But if you enter a non-tested bodybuilding competition, there's 0 chance you're going to be tested. And so what are more likely the odds if somebody's natural? Not saying you can't enter a contest while on steroids in a drug-tested competition. You can. But which one would you bet on if somebody is natural? The person who entered drug-tested bodybuilding competition where they might be subject to drug testing, or the one who has 0% chance of being drug tested? I'm betting on the person who enters the drug-tested competition. And so it's not proof that they're natural, but it certainly helps. I also said, can you show the legs?
Show the legs, bro.
Because after all, I mean, you can have the most exquisite upper body in the world, but what about your legs? And so when we saw Hussein Farhat, did his legs match his upper body? Clearly has the smallest of waist that you will ever see, very wide, broad shoulders, excellent upper body development. Gives him the illusion of being much bigger than he really is, which is why so many of you think that he's a fake natty. But when he shows the legs, he shows they're a lot more average than you would have expected. But what about Julian? Perhaps not as gargantuan, not as freakish as his arms, but certainly very good development in the lower half. Calves, not overly developed. And so when some people said he has a myostatin deficiency, which would prevent your muscles from not growing too big, basically what it does, his entire body would be huge if this was the case. And so I highly doubt it. His calves aren't ridiculously massive. His quads are not blown out of proportion. And so I don't think that's the case. But as you see him standing there, great abdominals, great looking physique, in particular the arms, the chest. He could have wider set shoulders to give him that V taper, and quads very thick and full. And so his genetics for bodybuilding, for being the perfect shape bodybuilding, for example, C-Bum, he's never going to look like C-Bum. He doesn't have what I would consider a classic looking physique. He just has the size, especially in the arms. His back is also well developed, but he doesn't have 1 in a million genetics for symmetry, which in bodybuilding, it's almost just as important as the size. And so we have photos of him from 3 years ago. And so look at bro walking in the sand. Perhaps he's on the beach, age of 15. Arms developed, chest well-formed. He has abs and some thickness in the quads. And so even at 15, bro has a lot of muscle. And as Dr. Mike Israetel does, perhaps he's eating cereal here. I cannot tell. He's eating some food. He has the wife beater on, 15 years of age. Bro is jacked. And so isn't it possible that he just has crazy genetics for putting on muscle? That he did it 100% natural. I mean, look at his physique at the age of 15. Or did he just hop on at 14? Is it possible that he just started taking steroids, SARMs, peptide, whatever, at only 14 years of age? It's certainly possible. We've seen others to do it. And so we don't know yet because we haven't seen the blood work. And so he's literally entered a powerlifting competition. You can see the sheet weighing 165 pounds. Way back when he was only 165 pounds. Remember, he's 205 pounds now. That's 40 pounds bigger. He was squatting 315, benching 225, deadlifting 365 pounds. Very good numbers. And so June 2nd, he states, blood work wise, you just need me to send you the results when I get it done. And I've said, of course, this is how it works. And he says, okay, sounds good. Thank you. I plan on getting that to you ASAP, as in right away. Because remember, if you don't send the blood work right away, what happens is people are going to say, you just hopped off and you waited for those compounds to clear from your system. You waited for your blood to come back normal, and then you posted it. And so that is why I said time is of the essence. And so I had a poll, and this is what people are thinking. Julian is natty, 28%, so about a quarter of you think that he's actually natural. 33%, 1/3 of you said he will fail zero notice blood work. And 16% said he must have been on Turk Builder Max. June 2nd, yo Greg, this is Julian. I had no idea performance-enhancing drug tests were $500. I'm a college student and can't afford that. I know it's going to be 100% negative though, because I've never touched anything in my life, and it'll help the video blow up too. Do you think you could help me pay for one? I'm not leaving anything out. And so I'm thinking at this point, in my mind, I'm thinking, bro is copping out. He initially said, yeah, I'll do the blood work, because he knows if he doesn't, I'm automatically saying he's a fake natty. Automatically. And so I can't afford it. Will you pay for it? Why should I have to pay for it? He's the one trying to prove that he's natural. Bro is sponsored athlete doing those calorie tracking apps, getting thousands of dollars. He's going to university. University costs tens of thousands of dollars. And he can't afford a drug test, so he wants me to pay for it. And so, do I just accept paying for it? Definitely not. Hey, I'm a commander. I'm going to tell you what I think. I don't care if it's insulting, rude, if people are going to make fun of me for my answer. I tell you what I think. Remember, I'm not lying. When I talk to you, I talk to you from, I don't give a shit. If you don't like me, if you hate me, I'm still going to say it. Why not just use the money that the calorie apps are paying you to do the test? Unless this is a way of backing out of the test. Does that look like I'm scared to tell you what I think? If I think that he's natural or not natural, I'll tell him to his face. I'm not backing down. And so if Hussein wasn't actually natural using performance-enhancing drugs, do you think that I wouldn't have the balls to tell it to him to his face? I would tell him and I would make a video. I wouldn't need to clickbait it. Hussein Farhat failed the blood work. The video would get 1 million views. And so, that would be bad for your company. How would it? I outed him. You'd all like me that much more. Oh, kindly, Coach Greg said what we've been waiting for. We knew it all along. Problem is he passed the test. That money's going to my college. Could you do a urine PED test instead? It's a lot more affordable. I can pay that one. It's $200. And so he wants to get out of doing blood work tests to save $300 because he's going to university. I mean, did he watch the Catabolic Twigs video? If there's anything you should learn in university, it's how to make money when you know it's a sure thing. If you're a positive, he's natural, you find a way to get the $1,000. You borrow the money from your parents and you pay them back 10x their money because you know you're going to get $100,000. And so Anabolic Twig, he doesn't know it. He just posted that because it's what the haters want to hear. Do you know how easy it is to shit on someone when you know that people want to hear you shit on someone? It's very easy. Imagine this. You approach a situation, you see one person being made fun of. All of the entirety of the group, all 10 are laughing at that person, pointing, staring, and so on. How hard would it be to join in and start doing the same? Ah, he's 5'4". Oh, he said he was 5'8". He's 5'4". Look at this short little piece of shit. Oh, he's a liar, he's an asshole. Do you know how much harder it is to walk in and say, stop picking on him, everyone? Stop it. What are you doing? This isn't how you treat someone. And you try to protect that one person against 10. Way harder. And so when you're saying a person's natural, of which no one actually believes, do you know how easy it is to join in and say, also, he's a fake natty, he's a fake natty, he's a fake natty. Every video, he's a fake natty. Even the people who think he's not a fake natty, they're scared to join in. Why? Because they will get mocked, they will get ridiculed. Every comment in their feed will be 1 in a million. And so they don't dare. But I don't give a shit. I will continue. Hopefully you understand this mob mentality. It's cool to shit on this person right now, and so let's all do it. This happens to me all the time. It's cool to make fun of Coach Greg. Coach Greg is a snake oil salesman, even though he's proven multiple times that Ajuga turkestanica is above and beyond, absolutely with certainty, exactly what this is. That the turkesterone greatly exceeds label claim. Girl of mine, on the other hand, it's been proven that it's fake. Proven. Not maybe, not just once, multiple times, with chain of custody. And so, where's the lawsuit? Why am I not being sued? I mean, I've called him out, he hasn't responded, and why do you think that is? I would win in court. And so if you want to be scammed and fooled by other companies, be my guest. But if you want actual Ajuga turkestanica, and does it look like I'm scared? Do I look like I'm lying to you? Do I look like I'm trying to pull a fast one? There's a money-back guarantee and a $20 gift card. This is exactly what it states it will be. And oh yes, it's way better than creatine. And how do I know? Because I'm literally using it. I've tried creatine. When I surveyed over 100,000 people if they noticed creatine, 50% said they noticed nada, nothing. But yet everyone agrees it's the best supplement in the world. It's because they hadn't tested Coach Greg's Ajuga turkestanica enough. If you want a company you can trust, HTLT Supplements goes above and beyond, and we have the receipts. Interested? Code Greg, 15% off. And so he says, or would you rather I just save up for a blood one? It'll take a minute though, probably a month or two. Now, what do you think? I mean, you guys know me by now. What do you think I'm going to respond with? Oh yeah, that's fine, no problem. Don't worry about it. Take your time. A couple months is cool. You know, you got to save up to get those $300. You know, you're only getting thousands of dollars from those apps, those photo apps, so you can track calories and so on. And so just take your time. How suspicious is this? Remember, I'm still trying to prove that he's natural. I then believe you're a fake Natty. Sorry. Without the blood work, no way do I believe he's natural. Imagine when Hussein offered the $100,000 challenge and somebody actually challenged him. Hey, it's right here, go. No, I'm not going. Bro would have to pay the $100,000 because that would be proof that he's a fake Natty. Or else, why wouldn't he do the test? What is he afraid of? And so this looks really bad. And so his response, I'll ask my mom if she could help me buy one. How much time do I have then to get the money for a test for it to be accurate? Because I'm not even on a cycle. I have no idea. Of course he has no idea. The average person has zero clue. Anavar stays in your system for 3, perhaps 4 weeks. But if you stop 5 weeks out, there's no way you'll fail the test. Oh, test suspension, it's in and out very quickly. A matter of days, you probably can pass the drug test. Blood work's different. Once you've suppressed your natural production of testosterone by taking exogenous testosterone, tren, and so on, your body, your balls, they go on vacation. Now, I'm not going to say, Julian, send me a picture of your balls. What did he say? If your ball sack is shriveled up, perhaps the size of grapes, some people claim raisins, it's not going to be that small. But if they're significantly smaller in size, why do you think that is? And so I'm not asking for that. I don't need to see that. But trust me, the blood work will tell the story. That is why when somebody gets blood work, it's far more accurate than even a drug test. And so I said, look, I already know what people are going to say. If I say that you're natural, people are going to say that I'm covering for you because that's what they said with Hussein, even though I'm giving my impartial, honest, 100% accurate feedback and information. I have no skin in the game either way. And so I'm going to call it out exactly as I see it. Same for Hussein. When I tested Hussein, he wasn't part of the company. When I popped up at Montreal and said, will you take the blood work? He said yes, immediately. And that's when I thought, oh man, maybe this guy's actually natural. Until that point, I thought, fake Natty. Just like everyone else. Of course he looks like a fake Natty. So if I'm a betting man, I'm betting he's fake. But the blood work, that got me sweating. And then he passed. And then he offered up all that money if he ever failed again. Anytime. I could test him anytime. I'll give you $50,000, $100,000, anytime. And so I'm thinking, he knows that I'll know because I explained it to him. You're perhaps starting to understand right now. And so do you think that Julian thinks now that he can actually get blood work done if he's a fake Natty and pass? Or do you think he's shaking and trembling in his boots? And so I say, if you don't do it, you have every right to say no and say you're too broke. Because I'm thinking, these guys are going to say, oh, but he wanted you to pay for it. You're the billionaire, so why don't you pay for it? I mean, millionaire. I don't have a billion yet. And so he says, I understand, it's no problem. Again, I'm still waiting to get paid, so I'm not sure when I'll be able to purchase the test. So I'm thinking, bro is a fake Natty. I mean, I'm telling you my mindset time. When I started this venture, I thought natural, and as it was starting to go along, I'm thinking fake Natty. And so I'm really needing these tests. Now, if months were to go by, I would have said, hey, you just hopped off and you gave yourself enough time to pass the blood work. And so I said, yes, you need the blood work with as many of the values I sent as possible. Again, I'm trying to prove you're natty as I want to believe you, but not getting blood work is a huge factor. Without that, I'd have to bet you're not natty. I just asked my family and they said I could get one. I have an appointment today at 3:15. And so I'm thinking, yes, bro is going to get the blood work. I thought he was dodging me. He asked his parents, hey, can you give me the extra $300? It's really important. My future depends on it. Coach Greg is going to say I'm natural or not based on the blood work. Mom, Dad, I'm trying to prove that I'm natural, that you could always believe in me. And remember, it's a big deal. If I say that he's natural, not everyone's going to believe it, of course they're not, but if I say he's natural, a lot of people are going to believe it. And if I say he's not natural, a lot of people are going to say he's not natural. And so I wrote, you have to think about the future and that being with 1 million followers and the more people that watch you, the more companies are going to be willing to pay you. For example, are you sponsored by a supplement company right now? And so who knows? If he passes the blood work, is it possible that I would sponsor him to be a part of HCLT supplements? I mean, is this foreshadowing? He's going to be declared natural and he's going to be part of HLT supplements? Is that what Coach Greg is saying? And so he's saying, wait, don't I need to fast? Never mind, I haven't eaten anything all day, I'm good. He answers his own question. And so clearly he's going in to get his blood work. He's asking about being fasted, if it's important. He's trying to do everything correct. And so I'm starting to believe him again. On Monday, June 2nd, he says, hey, Greg, it's Gress. Hey, Gress, can I call quick? I'm at the doctor's office. She wants to make sure the test goes over everything that you're looking for. This happened while I was recording a video. I'm not even going to lie. I was recording a video and I'm reading the message and he's calling and I'm like, I got to answer this during a video. And so I'm not making this shit up. I was in Miami at the time.
I'll be able to get an order in and get a test in on Wednesday.
Okay. Yeah. Wednesday's
cool,
good.
Yeah. I know this is a time-sensitive thing, but there's only so much I can do. So Wednesday is probably the day I have to get it done, and I can.
We're already Monday. That's not far off. That's only like 2 days. Although the conversation isn't recorded where I'm talking to the doctor's on the phone with me, and I'm saying, look, I'm trying to prove that this guy's natural. You need to test this. I'm listing it all out in stone. No hesitation. This is what I need. No, urine test is not going to be enough. I need blood work. I need everything. She understood. And so he writes, just got my blood drawn today. I'll send the results when they come in. This is June 3rd. I've been waiting for the blood work in order to do the video because after all, this is the most important piece of the puzzle. If he passes the blood work, I have to say he's natural, but if he fails, he fails. A week goes by, 7 days. Hey, Greg, this is Julian. I don't know why the results are taking so long to come in, but I'm going to follow up with the doctor's office today. I go to a town doctor's office and they said the third party they used for the results is someone called TPO Labs. And so I'm anxiously awaiting the results. Now, normally blood work takes maybe 5 days at most. It's already been 7 days, but hey, you got to give them the benefit of the doubt. It's taking them a couple extra days to get it sorted. June 12th, 2 more days, is now 9 days after the blood work. Hey, Greg, it's been entirely too long for the results. It's a very simple process. I'm not sure why I haven't received anything yet, so I'm going to go to Quest and take another test ASAP so we can get the results and move forward. What do you think I'm thinking when this happens? Like, put yourself in my shoes. And so the original blood work that he paid $500 for, they just lost it somehow. It just didn't take place. They ripped him off. The doctors scammed him somehow. What are the odds of this? I mean, is it anywhere close to 1 in a million that this would happen on this individual at this time? I'm still thinking, okay, we'll get the test done now. We'll do it again. And it's only been 9 days after, and so it's likely he's still going to fail if he was actually on steroids and so on. And so I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt, but I already know that the viewers are going to say, oh, but he probably just did the blood work. It came back. He looked at it and was like, oh, shit, it's going to show that I'm a fake natty. And so I got to do the blood work again and give him the next results and hope that it's cleared in time to pass the test. That's what people are going to say. I know my people. I go to a town medical center and got the vibe before that they were unfamiliar with what they were doing. Not sure if you caught onto that as well, so I'm not entirely surprised. I'll probably have to do another one. What are the odds that you go to a doctor's office and they don't know how to take your blood? That they don't know how to check off, test for testosterone, for SHBG, cholesterol. What are the odds that a doctor wouldn't know how to do a blood test? After talking on the phone with me, is it possible that he just handed me the phone to his friend? Hey, pretend you're a doctor and talk to this Coach Greg guy. He'll never know. Hi, yeah, get this tested. Absolutely, no problem. Yes, we will do that. Natural, absolutely. Julian, he's a natural young specimen. Look at this man. Do you think that the audience might think that maybe that's what Julian was doing? Because I have to be on top of everything. Remember, sobre todo en mundo.
I don't speak Spanish.
They gave me partial results. They said the other results are still pending. He got the results. I mean, thank God. Will he be vindicated? You know, when the results for Turk Builder Max came in, we were vindicated. Remember, Nootropics Depot tested it. Remember, Gorilla had 0.36 milligrams? 0.36. It was supposed to be like 50, 0.36. We had over 14, another time I had over 16, and label claims 10, and it's way above that. And so in one of Coach Greg's pills, it was more than the entire bottle of our leading competition. What are the odds that it was just a fluke, that we just passed and it wasn't legit? Maybe 1 in a million? I mean, and we passed every single test on every single batch. People, oh, you only showed the first batch. You probably sell cyanosis from China like the other guys. Nope. We have lab work proving it's a Juga turkistanica, and it greatly exceeds label claim every single time. Every single batch, go to the website. I mean, guys, it's as if you think I'm just some scammer. You don't think I know exactly what I'm doing? And sneak preview, we got some Raponticum from Russia. Think the double R's. A Juga turkistanica with turkesterone from Uzbekistan and Raponticum from Russia. It's very, very rare. And you know what we did? We put multiple ingredients, rare ones, and even more expensive than the Juga. This is how good this ecdysteroid actually is. We combined them and created the best muscle-building substance on the planet. Well, Natty, of course. Remember, it's on WADA's watch list and so on, but it's not going to fail any drug test. And so if Julian took this, he would pass. And it's called Turk Platinum. If you want the brand new Turk Platinum, you can get it. Now, if you've already fallen in love with Turk Builder Max, you don't need the Turk Platinum. I'm going platinum. I've been on platinum for a month now. I made it myself. I capped them together, and I've been going platinum. It's better. I don't get the sleep disruption, and I get even greater recovery, especially with my endurance. I am Zwifting like no other. My cardio is through the roof. And I'm leaner, I'm more shredded, I'm getting incredible results. Perhaps so incredible that perhaps I'll enter a bodybuilding competition. Who knows? Maybe I'll enter a competition. Just can't wait to show you these results. And so let's see the results. Negative for everything. And what was he negative for? Amphetamines, methamphetamines, MDMA. That doesn't prove that you're natural. It proves that perhaps you don't have chlamydia and you're not togi.
This is a problem. This is a massive problem.
But wait, that is page 1. And there's hope. It's just page 1. You guys thought that he was going to just be, oh, Coach Greg said he's a fake natty. That's page 1. Anabolic steroids. Are you ready? Are you excited? The results. Pending. It's been over 2 weeks now, and the results of the blood work, the drug testing, he didn't use he didn't have any amphetamines, and he wasn't sniffing creatine, and the PEDs, the steroids, are pending. And I got no blood work. Would you still advise I go to Quest, or should I wait for the other results? They said the other 2 results may come in on Tuesday. Guess what? It's past Tuesday. It's Thursday. And so it was going to come in on Tuesday. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. I've been waiting to do this video. I wanted to do a natty or not for weeks. It was trending a couple weeks ago. I have to give him the benefit of the doubt. I want to make sure I do a proper natty or not. I don't want people to say, oh, you just covered from like Hussein. I want to have proof. This is not blood work, just a drug test, really. So you would not prove anything with this. His response, the one that went through that I just sent you is a urine test. This is the blood work that is still pending. I took both a blood and urine test. He got the result that he's not on recreational drugs. Well, that's great. I'm proud of you. I'm glad you're a teenager and you're not on recreational drugs. But just because you don't do rec drugs doesn't mean you don't do performance-enhancing drugs. He sent a photo of blood work, but it doesn't say Julian anywhere. It doesn't show him getting the blood work done. It's just a photo. It could have been his friend that went into the hospital at any time and say, hey, here's a photo. I took it. That proves nothing. It doesn't even prove that he actually did the test. I just called them today. What's crazy is you're probably going to get my detailed $600 blood test faster than the other one. I'm not using them again. I think I should be getting the results of the most recent one fairly soon. It only takes about a week, I'm pretty sure. Still no results. And so I said, you know what? I've seen enough. I'm going to record the video. He's still waiting for these results, but was I supposed to wait until he's 47 years old and then at that point say, oh, I fooled you. I was a fake natty after all. I believe that most of you probably believe and think like me. And so in conclusion, I believe that Julian is not doing recreational drugs. I believe that there's too many coincidences here, that if he actually had gone to any normal lab, he would have gotten the results. I mean, what are the odds? Why would you even test for sniffing creatine and so on? That was irrelevant. I didn't need that. And that's the only results that I got. The anabolic steroids, pending for weeks. Like, what are the odds of that? It's been pending. Julian, I'm sorry. I wanted to do a video to prove that you're natural. And what ended up happening... And breaking news, just when you think the case is closed, the blood work shows up. Why has the date been changed on the blood work? AST elevated, ALT elevated, liver enzymes, hematocrit elevated. The physician names are different on both sets of blood work. The Menser index.
Not the Menser index.
The Menser index, guys. This is very telling. Thalassemia trait. Hallmark feature. Thalassemia, guys. Can you catch thalassemia from interrelations with other people? When you pointies?
Like,
can't catch thalassemia.
yeah. Can't
It's a
quite
genetic
catch-
disorder.
Yeah, you can't quite catch that.
But you can catch chlamydia.
You can.
You can catch the chlamydia.
It doesn't come as a package though. Like, it's not thalassemia.
I don't know. Everyone that I know who has thalassemia also likely has chlamydia.
Yeah.
It goes hand to hand. Not chlamydia have thalassemia, but the other way around.
Yeah, maybe it's the
I only know of one and now two thalassemia trait individuals, both of which just happen to be famous in the social media fitness industry. It's just insane. All right, so guys, if you want to see the full deep dive, I'm going to be recording this video in about an hour, and so be prepared for part 2.
grab the popcorn.
Grass. All right, that's good.